Greetings to one and all. This is Mayur Achari from Example, a student democratic platform with a mission of creating doctors with the help of the toppers. Today we have Dr. Shreya Barnawal with us, a first year MBBS student currently pursuing her degree from a prestigious Institute of Medical Science, Banaras Hindu University. Now I'm sure that this college requires no prior introduction, and same applies to the efforts taken by the aspirants to go in. Today we have someone who has managed to take efforts to be who she is today. Very heartily congratulations to Dr. Shreya Barnawal for all your achievements. I'm sure that your journey must have been a tough one, and we would like to know more about it. So, without any further delay, let's get into it.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so my first question to you is what inspired you to become a doctor or go into the medical field?
My inspiration was I always wanted to do research. I'm more research focused. Like when I joined it, it's not because of like medicine. I like to be more research specific. Like it gives a lot of opportunities right now. In my college itself, there's biochem department. Their research is going on, so there's a lot of opportunities. Also, I'm fascinated by neuro. Till now, I don't know what career path I may pursue later, but currently, I'm very much fascinated by brain and how its dynamics, how it works, etc. So I just wanted to know more about it, and I do not have any social or monetary reasons, but yeah, just I always wanted to become. I can imagine myself doing a surgery or researching on something, and it just fascinates me.
That's really great. So I just want to go into your initial days when we were preparing NEET. So what was your strategy exactly while preparing NEET? We would all like to know that.
So, okay, so I was a dropper. So in 11th, 12th, I did not have a strategy per se. I I fell in love with physics when I started in 11th. So all I did was physics. Did it from H.C. Verma, did it from D.C. Pandey, and even tried to solve IE Euro, which is obviously not for the NEET students. But then when I took the drop, I said, no, I want to do this, so I have to do it the right way. So I focus on biology more, chemistry, NCRTs specifically. So, yep, so the strategy was to read a lot of NCRT and to attempt the tests and questions. That's time bound question practice.
That's really nice to know. So, you know, approximately 15 lakh candidates appear for NEET every year, right? So this year 2020, this year 2021 also had that amount. So I'm sure everyone must have prepared well. So what different approach did you have to take, to get towards success, to get into a medical college?
I don't know about everyone else how they're preparing. I know what difference I made in my drop after dropping and before doing that. Well, the difference is I think people try to focus on a lot of other books except the NCRTs, where clearly the exam is on NCRT pattern. Nothing comes from out of it, especially in biology, organic and inorganic. Apart from it, in the uh, physics and physical chemistry, it's more about solving, practicing questions. Even one question came from biology, from NCRT, uh, directly from the NCRT in physical chemistry itself. And yeah, so it's more about NCRT question practice and doing a lot of question practice, time bound practice, and getting familiar with the pattern, filling OMRs, and yep, lots of revising and reading.
Okay, so you mentioned time-bound practice. So how does it go? Like you keep a watch in front of you and you solve question papers, or how did you do that?
Yeah, stopwatch. Usually, I put a stopwatch that this is the time I need to, and it's less than the time I would need it in the actual exam, because obviously I have to have this some extra time, like so that the buffer time. So I kept it a bit less, and then I did it, and yeah, it was so time on practice. Apart from it, it's like keeping a record of like keeping a record, just doing it like which topics I've covered, which topics I've not covered, and what what is my weak topics, what are the strong topics. Like I used to mark in the question papers that this topic is I'm lagging while doing the question paper. I felt no, this question is I'm getting it's harder for me to recall. So I just noted it there. I have to read this topic again. So it's like that. So yeah, just getting to know how I'm doing, yeah, what my how I'm like being able to perform the test, which getting to know my strong and weak points. So yeah, that's all about.
That's a really nice strategy. So I would like to know how was your parents' reaction when they came to know that you stood like 644th ranked among all the 15 lakh students and you are about to become a doctor?
And so they were happy, although since I had already calculated the marks, so we were expecting that. It was kind of expected. So and obviously, the MCC gave us a lot of time to speculate it, like approximately 3 months, I think, between the results and the uh, paper. So yeah, so it was kind of expected, but yeah, everyone was happy. Finally going into college, and yeah, it will be different now than the coaching, more international.
Right, right. So as you know that NEET 2021 paper pattern changed, at the end moment, like 2 months before the exam. So how did you manage to do all your studies and change your style of studying or whatnot, like in such short notice?
Okay, so it changed. Instead of 180 questions, we had 200. We have to pick up which questions we have to do. So first thing is, since I knew that which are my weak topics and strong topics. So I knew which questions if I do have greater probability of being correct. So uh, that helped me in selecting the questions. That out of these questions, I have to do these topics specific. Apart from it, I did obviously I solved questions. I had joined test series of my own coaching and Ellen also. So I practiced OMR a lot of it. So 200 questions I did a lot of question practice. Already I used to complete my paper before the time. Like when I did time on practice, I allotted less time to myself and kept lessening it for like if I can do it in 2.5 hours, then I'll lessen it 10 minutes more to do it in 2 hours 20 minutes. So I had around by that time, without even the pattern change, I could do my complete my paper in 2 hours and 30 minutes. So that helped me because I had already had the buffer time, so I just had to improve upon it. So it did not make much difference, and it was a change for everybody. So it was not a change specific to me. So and I think सबको करना है and everyone has to do it. This it is the way, and just kept solving, and I think 2 months is enough time to practice a particular pattern.
Right, right. That's a lot of hard work you have put in. I'm sure that COVID has also impacted your studies very much. So how did you prepare during COVID? Like how did COVID affect your preparations?
Yep. So I was not able to join the offline test with the LN, etc. So that was a negative, I think. But since I was enrolled in the local coaching as well, so they provided the offline test series. Although like some bigger institutes, they have really specific set patterns. Like they have really good questions. That so I missed out on that. But later it was like okay, I'm practicing questions, practice questions a lot, and regarding I think it was kind of it turned out to be positive because I got more time for self study, and in the end, it's the self study that counts. So yeah, apart from it, my 11th was like normal, not COVID affected. So yeah, so I could focus on that. I my favorite subject is physics, so it was never a problem for me. Regarding biology, you only have to read NCRTs. You have to be specific about just reading NCRTs again and again and again. So I don't think it can ever be affected by any pandemic. And chemistry also, organic and inorganic, it's NCRT. Physical is question practice. Yeah, if so, some people use it in their benefit, some people lag behind in it. But I think it was a positive for me in the way.
That's really nice. Now, as you know, the current NEET exam which is going to come. It's just like few months away. So, what advice would you like to give our aspirants who are appearing NEET, or what kind of last moment strategy, anything you want to put it out, like so that they would not exert themselves more or overwork themselves with the studies.
Yeah, so the key is NCRT. Don't read anything else. Just read NCRT and for physics and physical chemistry, practice a lot of questions. Physical chemistry, go for the tables, the all the data that is mentioned there. And for biology, just keep looking at the diagrams again and again. This is there, this structure is there, this is how. Sometimes questions are asked from that also. While reading the NCRT, I used to make what I used to do was I used to make questions in it. Like while reading a paragraph, I used to make two, three questions. Okay, this can be asked, this can be asked, because obviously they're not going to do all the same questions. They're not going to give all the same questions, but it's going to come from there only. So be creative, make a lot of questions. Apart from it, have a study partner. I had a few friends who were like really who really helped me initially also. In the later part also, that revision which I did in the earlier part, it helped. And I did a lot of question practice with them. I used to compete with them, like, yeah, this is the set question, let's do it, who gets more, like that. It was. And regarding, don't waste time, honestly. 3 months, don't waste even small amount of time, but be cool. Talk at home, uh, talk little with friends, have productive conversations. Like, don't uh, do something, don't start something new in these 3 months. Just read the NCERT, which is basic, and you can, like, there are flashcards. I search your app also, so there are flashcards available. So you can go through. When I used to sit here and there, I was eating, so I just opened some questions like that and used to do this I know, this I know, this answer this answer. Sometimes I used to do them wrong because I was multitasking. But it's like just going through them, and at that time also something was going in my brain that is related to study, and that has done it. Apart from it, just like when I did some question wrong, I just took a screenshot. And on the last day of the exam, I was just going through all the screenshots. Okay, this question I did wrong, this question, and that question. So that helped a lot. So regarding 3 months, just stay cool, stay calm. I know, yeah, everyone knows it's really like pressureful 3 months. Everything is going to be too high. There is going to be a lot of tension and stress, but you can do it. Everyone can do it. It's not that hard, and it's like it's worth it.
That's nice. Yeah. Just keep your head down, keep calm and steady. That's the whole mantra. So so how is your preparation different from your early days when you started preparing for NEET, and at the end days, like few months remaining for NEET? So how much stress did you handle? How was it different with the times?
It was different because in the early days, honestly, as I mentioned, I just did physics because I liked the subject, and obviously it's all about thinking, critical thinking, and it's so fascinating. But then I realized that आगे bio ही करना है. So it's like, okay, just go for focus more on NCRTs. I did it, I think, 6 times in the whole doc year, and then focus more on NCRT. So in the end, it was like just going through the topics again and again and again. जितनी बार revise हो सकता है उतनी बार इसको करके बार repeat it. And apart from it, uh, it's like just NCRTs of inorganic and organic also. 3 months is sufficient time to revise both of them, including for NCRTs of biology also, and question practice for physics. Uh, Not a lot of questions that are asked are very easy. Just put the formula, you get the answer. It's like that. So you don't need to do many like standard books or much more higher level books like Herodot or H.C. Verma or even DC Pandey. It's really basic questions. So you just need to go to the formulas. Because earlier I was of the mindset when I gave the exam the first time, I was of the mindset that, okay, I know the concept, I can get the formula there and I can do the questions. And it took a lot of time. So if you know the formulas, it helps a lot. So in the last 3 months, what I did was revise all the formulas, revise my NCRTs, and go through a lot of questions. Gave a lot of tests. Last 3 months was like every third day I used to give tests, and I increased the frequency in the last month. It was like every day or every second day I was giving tests, and yeah, going through the flashcards and tracking my progress. Okay, this topic has been revised this many times. This is my weak topic. This is a strong topic, so I don't need to give that much time to this one. And yep, having like while having dinner. So I used to live in a hostel. So there were people with whom I used to revise. Okay, I cannot get this topic. Can you please explain? Or just like whatever topic I had learned that day, I used to explain to them so that it gets revised for me also. Just like that. So in the end, it was like a lot of hustle bustle. There was a lot of pressure, but stress also because obviously being a topper, it increases. It increases. So it was like being obviously I used to listen to songs, but most of it was like working, working and revising.
That's nice. That's really great. So we have seen that there are three types of students who appear for NEET, right? So how do you suggest how to prepare for NEET when you're in 11th standard or 12th standard, or if he's a repeater? Is there any difference? That
Yeah, there is a difference.
Yeah. So what would you suggest? How do we do the preparations?
So when anyone is in 11th, I think it's more of the time they get the time for concept building. So just keep your pace with the classrooms, whatever is being taught. There's a lot of time to just keep the pace with it because 12th he can cover in 12th, 11th he can cover in 11th. So it's more for time for the concept building. Everything is going slow, and you can do a lot of work, do a lot of questions. So that's it. And 12th, it's more about because you have in 12th, so you have to focus on 11th also. That topic has been covered. Not everyone does it like really faithfully or dedicatedly. So two things have to be managed: the 12th, which is going on, and the 11th, which has like been covered already, and you have to revise it. So there's like focusing on 12th and regularly daily giving a proper time to 11th revision also. So it's like just managing time, this topic today, this topic that day. And for repeaters, it's like obviously this it's more or less like 12th only, 12th and 11th simultaneously, but with a lot of stress, extra stress, because okay, I failed once, I can fail again, and then so yeah, just lower the tension, be cool. It's normal exam, everyone fails, fail is okay, and yeah, giving a lot of tests and revising 12th and 11th together.
Right. Exactly. So after all this rigorous hard work which you have gone through, now how do you feel actually getting into the college and learning on your medical?
Okay, so I have only been in the college for like 3 months, and right now it's like uh, it's a lot of hard work, and honestly, to be honest, it's like a lot of studying, much more than the preparation phase. So, but I hope that it's all worth it. It's going to be worth it. But yeah, it's like still just getting familiar. I'm really we're still getting familiar with the how the things work, how the exams work, how we have to prepare for subject, how this subject works, that subject works, how the practicals are done. So it's just right now it's I'm still in the getting familiar phase, getting to know the phase, and still, but yeah, I think it's going to be worth it. I have more time to explore the various hobbies that I had left behind in my preparation phase. Yeah, it will be worth it. It's going to be 5 years. It's a long journey, 7.5 years. So
Right. Exactly. So what role is peer-to-peer guidance and mentorship from your seniors playing a role in your journey?
in the preparation phase, current.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the preparation phase, my teachers actually helped me a lot when I did not have faith in myself that I can do it. They had it, and I just basically I cleared it on based on their faith only because I thought that maybe I cannot do it, maybe it won't. we like it is not easy and stuff. But they said that we can do it. Just come back and start preparing again. And I did it. And I owe it to them to have faith in me. Regarding peer-to-peer interaction, I had my friend who is in the same college. So we used to revise together and had like we used to put bets on okay who gets more in this test. And most of the times we used to get first and second rank, just fighting for the first rank. So it
That's
was
really,
uh,
that's great.
yeah. So getting a good friend, good study partner who is the best competitor is the best thing you can get. So uh, if someone can get a good study partner, then there's nothing better because they know your weak points and they are helping. Okay, you don't know that topic, see you in that test. So it's like that. Yeah. So it played a very important role in my preparation.
That's really great. Uh, so, what are your plans after college? Like, which specialization are you looking after?
Yeah. So as I already mentioned, I'm looking for being a neurosurgeon or research. I always wanted to explore research more, like this short-term studentship in colleges, etc., for research orientation only. So I'm looking for both of them. I've still not decided. It might change. Everything might change because I think MBBS is is totally about just figuring that only, figuring out what specialization you need to go in after MBBS.
That's great. All the very best for that. Uh, so, what you have downloaded example app, right? So, what did you like most about it?
The flashcards. Actually, when I used to do it in my time, I did not know examples. So I had to go through a lot of sources, just wherever I could get flashcards, googling them, and Telegram channels, a lot of them. So just going through the flashcards or kind of like quizzes, short quizzes. So it's all compiled there. There are flashcards, there are question banks, which are timed. Yeah, and there is a like you can keep track of. There's a tracker, I think, a student record kind of that you can track the progress. This topic has been covered. This questions has been covered. I think that sums up all the thing I did differently in my job. That I used to track the progress. I used to have timed question papers or question attending the questions and the flashcards or the quizzes, short quizzes. And I think it's kind of the best thing wherever you're not at home, you're not in the hostel or coaching, and you can do it anywhere. Just open the app, do flashcards. That helps a lot.
You find it really convenient.
Yeah, I found it because obviously that is really convenient for me. Using it's balanced and it's kind of a really well managed system.
That's great. That's great. So, any other message which you would like to put out there for the future aspirants and
Yeah. So first thing is be cool and you don't have to like it's easy, it's not that hard. It's just a huge book. Everyone has made it a huge something overly hyped thing. But it's really easy. You just have to follow the basic books, the basic preparation method. And secondly, failing is okay. Everyone fails. Just try to fail better next time. Because if you fail and in the college you will fail more, uh, not score well, but it's all worth it. Just be cool, be relaxed, and try again. Work again, prepare again, remove. Don't repeat your mistakes. Learn from your mistakes. Because if you commit a mistake and then again you commit the same mistake, then it's not like the whole time, the time in between, the time gap was not worth it. So don't commit the same mistakes. Know what your strengths are, know what your weaknesses are, and yep, it's the last time. Just stay cool. Have patience and keep studying. Keep studying a lot.
that's really great. Your journey was very inspiring, and I hope our aspirants and our students would really get to learn a lot from your journey. all I learned from your journey is just put your head down, do the right work, and it will all be done. It's just a mindset. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. So thank you so much, Shreya, for having this great interaction, and it was really enlightening one. And thank you for your time. We wish you all the very best for your future.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shreya.